Welcome back to New England Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we are focusing in on draft visits. So far to our count, the Patriots have met with not one, not two, not three, but 42 different draft prospects in counting leading up to this month's NFL draft. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the complete list and the projections of where these guys are expected to be available as far as where they could be picked or maybe even not picked as an undrafted free agent, and go over that list for you and break that all down here in just a bit. So let's go ahead and get started with some of these names here. Nolan Smith, the outside linebacker from Georgia, he's expected to be a first-round pick. He had a visit with the New England Patriots and has been known to be an athletic freak. Now, bear with me on some of these names here, folks, because they're a little tricky. Let's go with Aiden Bourguet from Harvard at the running back position. He is expected to be a priority undrafted free agent. So not expected to be picked, but somebody to watch for when we get to UDFAs after the draft concludes. Jamie Robinson, safety from Florida State, is getting a lot of love. He is projected to be a day 2 selection, sometime around the second or third round, potentially. Could be somebody that the Patriots are interested in. Here's another one here for you. I'll give my best shot at it. Valami Fihoko, the defensive lineman from San Jose State. He is expected to be an early day 3 guy. Remember, day 3 starts with the 4th round, so somewhere in that range for him. Another name is Scott Matlock, a defensive lineman from Boise State. Matlock expected to be a day 3 selection. Who should the Patriots draft in the first round of this draft coming up in just a few weeks? Who comes to mind? Whether it was a guy like Nolan Smith or some of the others that we're going to talk about here. Let me know in the comment section who you think the Patriots should take in the first round. Thanks for helping us reach over 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. Now the road to 2,000 subscribers begins. Still ways to get there, but we need your help. 978 away as we're talking about this team like no one else is. We're getting you ready for the draft with everything you need to know. We're talking trades, free agency, and more. This is the place for the diehard New England Patriots fan. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to subscribe. Need you to get your fellow Patriots fans to subscribe as well and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Right here on New England Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Best part about it, it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. YouTube.com/Patriots Today. Another guy that a lot of Patriots fans would love to see is Zay Flowers from Boston College stay within the area and go down the road to Foxborough to join the Patriots. He's projected to be a first-round wide receiver, and his draft stock has climbed quite a bit. TJ Luther, a wide receiver from Gardner-Webb. Yes, you heard that right. He is on this list. He's expected to be an undrafted free agent. Cody Mock, offensive lineman from North Dakota State, expected to be about a day 2 guy, somewhere between the 2nd and 3rd round. Then there's Kendre Miller, running back from TCU. He was a first-team All-Big 12 selection this year at the running back position. TCU, of course, got to their first-ever college football playoff, won a college football playoff game against Michigan, and was a big part of that team. He is listed to be about an early day 3 selection. And then there's Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver from Ole Miss. He is projected to be a day 3 wide receiver. Meanwhile, more names to get to. Jacqueline Roy, defensive tackle from LSU. He is supposed to be an early day 3 guy. Josh Downs, wide receiver from North Carolina, is expected to go in the top 50. So first or second round potentially with Josh Downs there. Tucker Kraft, tight end from the University of San Diego is the player that we're talking about here. Tucker Kraft is expected to be a day 2 pick. Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle from The Ohio State. He could be one that the Patriots look at with their first-round pick. He's projected to go somewhere within the top 15. Speaking of offensive tackles, another one, Broderick Jones, another name to watch within those top 15 to top 20 picks. Offensive tackle from Georgia. The two have been compared to a lot together. Another offensive tackle for you, one that's supposed to go a little bit later. That is Anton Harrison, the offensive tackle from the University of Oklahoma. He's expected to be a top 50 pick. Could be late in the first, more than likely early second for Harrison there. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver from TCU. He's also on this list. Johnston's expected to be a first-round pick, as is Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC. Both these guys probably later in the first round. Michael Mayer, tight end from Notre Dame. Many think is the best tight end in this entire draft. He should be a first-round draft choice. Meanwhile, Anthony Bradford, offensive lineman from LSU, is expected to be a day 3 pick. Plenty more names to get to here. Let's tell you about Jackson Smith-Njigba, my favorite wide receiver in this draft. The do-everything receiver. Questions with the injury that he was coming back from, the hamstring, but nonetheless, he'll be a first-round pick. Might be the first receiver off the board. Tyler Scott. Mr. Scott, what you going to do when the Patriots make your dreams come true? Could he be headed to New England, the wide receiver from Cincinnati, as he's expected to be about a top 100 pick. Puka Naka from BYU is also on this list as well. He's supposed to be a day 3 guy. Brian Branch, safety from Alabama, plays safety but also can play a little corner as well. He's supposed to be a top 50 pick. We've seen him projected late first, early second. Joey Porter Jr., corner from Penn State, has gotten a lot of love in this draft. He's supposed to be a top 15 pick. Christian Gonzalez, we've seen his stock rise quite a bit as he went from sometime in the mid to late first round and now being projected by most boards to be within that top 10 of draft picks. Cam Smith, another corner. He's from South Carolina. Cam Smith expected to be a first-round pick as well. Really good corner class this year, and their stocks have risen collectively speaking. Emmanuel Forbes, same thing, a guy that now is within the second-round discussion potentially. He's a top 50 guy. Eli Ricks, corner from Alabama. He's supposed to be a late day 2 pick, sometime within that third-round range. Jay Ward from LSU expected to be a day 3 pick. Here's some more names to get to. Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida. Probably not going to be available when the Patriots pick, but they did their due diligence to do a visit with Anthony Richardson, projected to be a top 5 pick right now. A kicker, yes, Belichick, what are you doing talking to kickers? Kickers aren't people. Come on now, Bill. Met with Jake Moody from Michigan. Moody's supposed to be a day 3 guy. I don't like the idea of drafting kickers or punters personally. Trey Dean III, safety from Florida, expected to be a day 3 pick. Ivan Pace Jr., linebacker from Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati as he is looking like he'll be a day 3 pick. And then there's Tyree Wilson, the defensive end from Texas Tech, one of the best defensive ends in this draft. He's expected to go probably within the top 7 or 8 there. And if you're the Patriots, probably would have to trade up if you want Tyree Wilson there. More names to get to. Lucas Van Ness, defensive end from Iowa. He's seen his stock rise quite a bit. Started out the draft process as a second or third round guy. Now it looks like he's a sure thing to be a first round pick, potentially in the top 15. Dante Sills, who's had a really good run with West Virginia there. He's expected to be a day 3 guy, an all Big 12 performer. Here's a name for you. Habuki Baladonato. I tried. Defensive end from Pitt. He's expected to be a day 3 selection. And then there's Andrew Farmer, who's from Lane University. That's an HBCU, by the way. He's an outside linebacker, and he is a priority undrafted free agent projection. 3 more names to get to. Adetokunbo Adebawor. I gave it a shot. Defensive end from Northwestern. He's expected to be a day 3 selection. Keandre Coburn, defensive tackle from Texas. He is projected to be a day 3 guy, as is Deshaun Johnson, the defensive end from Toledo, a day 3 guy. So those are all the visits that the Patriots have made so far at this point in time. When they make more visits, we'll let you know about it here on the show. Before we get out of here today, besides Tom Brady, the obvious answer, we put this up on our community page. I want to ask you again. Who is the greatest New England Patriots draft pick ever besides Tom Brady? You can't say Tom. Who is the greatest ever? Let us know in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. We got your New England Patriots covered. We'll see you next time here on Patriots Today.